Hi and welcome to Just the Job. This is the place to be to find out about some of the exciting career opportunities that are out there today. Now this week we've got 3 very different careers for you to check out, and you never know, one of them could be just the job for you. In today's show, Nick from King's College is off to learn what's involved in a career in the drilling industry. Then we're finding out about WorkBridge, an organisation which helps people with a disability get just the right job. And in our final segment this week, we join Keely, who's interested in what it takes to become a school principal. So let's get started and catch up with Nick, who's on a mission to find out more about the drilling industry.
Hi, I'm Nick Parsons, Year 12 at King's College, and today I want to find out what it's like to be a driller.
Drillers assemble and position drilling rigs to extract ore, liquids, or gases from the earth. Drilling is a diverse industry and there are opportunities to work all over the world, from on the water to the top of mountains. And this means drilling in a range of climates, rain or shine, from the snow to the desert. But today, Nick is in Takanini, Auckland at the New Zealand branch of Boart Longyear, the world's largest drilling company, to meet veteran driller Paul Frandy for his first test of the day.
The young fella rocks up at the door. I look for somebody who's got a good handshake, a real tough handshake. Hello, Nick.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, Paul. It was pretty good. It surprised me, yeah, so wasn't weak at all.
That's a safe handshake, but drilling can be dangerous. So health and safety is a key part of being a driller. And after a thorough induction, Nick steps into his protective drilling gear.
Oh, I feel like a driller already.
So Nick and Paul are off to a secret location to do a confidential ground exploration. But there's one thing Paul can tell us.
This is what drilling's all about, Nick.
Yeah,
Being outside in the outdoors.
in the wet weather.
For every location, there's a safety briefing to keep drillers safe from hazards on site. But to keep other drillers safe from Nick, he's walking around with a warning sign on his head. All trainee drillers wear green hats until they're qualified.
Grab that sieve there,
Sure.
just put it up underneath that water there and we'll have a look and see what's coming up.
This site is exploring the formation of the earth below. Water is pumped down the piping, which then flushes up clay and rock from deep underground.
We'll go through about 4 or 5 different formations as we start. We'll start off here with some clays, then with some mudstones, and then we'll go into the limestones.
Okay.
Once we get past this limestone here, Nick, we'll get back into the papa, which is made up of an old seabed, and we'll get fossils, shark's teeth, shells.
Oh, really? What's the maximum, length it'll get to?
This hole will go to 450 metres. This is what makes your muscles, Nick. You feel the weight of those?
Bicep curler.
Yeah, well, if you do about 6 or 7 of those every 5 minutes, that'll soon get your muscles going.
Hard tools for hard men.
That's the one.
And they only get bigger.
So there.
And now it's time for the heavy work of attaching another length of piping to the shaft,
Screw it in.
Screw it in.
which will push the drill further underground.
It's not the lightest thing I've ever lifted.
After a couple of days, that'll get your wrist going, boy.
But for a green hat, it's dangerous work, and Nick's nerves don't help.
I want you to grab this rod. Just take it natural.
And guide it into that hole.
Yep. Good boy. Just give it a wind up there, Nick.
Nerve-wracking to start off with, but I mean, I got the hang of it. It was actually I really enjoyed it.
So that protects you from getting wrapped up in that drill pipe. Just spins you around there.
With the new length of piping on, Nick will try to drive the drill deeper.
Yeah, we've got our pump pressure. We're sitting at 100 psi at the moment.
But it's skilled work, and if he lets the rig drill too quickly, he could cause a pressure blowout or cook the clay solid, jamming up the hole.
It's a bit more intense than what I'm used to, It's real work, I suppose.
The next drill site is in Auckland, where Marshall Cairo shows Nick how to extract an underground core sample that will be analysed for future construction.
Got it.
Marshall is training for a certificate in drilling with Excito, the extractives industry training organisation. Excito supports trainees like Marshall and more advanced drillers while they gain drilling qualifications.
The benefits of getting qualified is to make you a far more valuable employee to your employer. It enables your earning power to grow as you go through your qualifications and succeed.
And successful Kiwi drillers travel the world earning money with their qualifications.
Kiwi drillers are held in very high esteem globally. Often when a drilling company learns that it's a Kiwi driller, they're in.
There are a lot of opportunities in drilling, but Nick will work from the ground up with a core sample.
Looks a bit like the colour of ash. Looks like concrete. Why are the two different colours?
This one is soft sediments.
Yep.
And this one is marine sandstone.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's been down there forever.
Cool, awesome.
Yeah.
The core samples are then analysed by a geotechnician.
Going to go down to the mark.
Oh, okay. Yep. Sweet.
Kane Hanna is a driller on the site and has been with Boart Longyear for 18 months.
It's a big team effort for when you're working on site, especially when there's only two of you or three of you. You're always watching out each other's backs, make sure everything's okay.
What sort of rewards do you have?
Oh, getting paid.
And he's not kidding. Senior drillers and drilling supervisors, who usually have more than 6 years' experience, can earn between $60,000 and $80,000 per year. And when drilling in exotic locations, or when drilling hydrocarbons like oil, gas and coal, the pay can go well into six figures.
I do like my job, yes. Yeah, I'm glad I applied for the job at Longyear. Yeah, it's one of the best decisions I've ever made.
For Nick, the world awaits. But does he have what it takes?
Certainly I'd give him a job. Yeah, good young fella. We'll train him up.
I'm used to it now. Feel like a real driller.
There are no specific entry requirements to enter a career as a driller, and qualifications can be gained on the job, earning while you're learning. In your first 6 months, you will get your safety certificate and heavy vehicle licence. Excito, the extractives industry training organisation, will support you while gaining drilling certificates from level 2 through to level 5. And with every higher level of certificate comes a higher pay bracket. The pay for drillers is very good and there is a large shortage of drillers. But to be a driller, you need to be physically fit and enjoy working outdoors. Well, what do you think about that as a career? It's definitely a great option if you're fit, healthy and have an interest in things mechanical. After the break, we learn how Workbridge help those with a disability to find just the job to suit them. Welcome back to Just the Job. Let's find out now about the valuable role that Workbridge plays in our community. As many of us know, finding a job is hard work. So imagine how much tougher it is when you're also dealing with a disability. But thankfully, specialised employment services like Workbridge exist to make that search easier.
Out there in the community are a whole bunch of people within the disability community who have a whole lot of skills, and it's really important for our economy that we get more of those people into jobs.
Workbridge is a professional employment service for people with all types of disabilities, ranging from physical impairments to intellectual handicaps, helping them to enter the workforce.
Disabled people want to get into employment for pretty much the same reasons as everybody else. You know, I think that, you know, just everyone really wants to get into employment because they want to have a valued role in society, they want to be able to use the skills that they've got, they want to have more income so they can, you know, do all the things that they want to do.
And when searching for employment, disabled job seekers face the same challenges as everyone else, but in addition must also contend with the hurdles that come with their disability.
There's quite a lot of myths out there. You know, one of the biggest fears I think that an employer may have is that a disabled person's going to require a whole lot of additional support, or are there going to be health and safety risks, etc. The biggest barrier for disabled people in terms of getting into employment is the recruitment process, and quite often when someone goes through that process, it may be that the people are focused on the person's disability rather than on their abilities.
In New Zealand, 17% of the community has some form of disability. Many choose to hide it, but others have no choice, and it's with those people that Workbridge can help the most.
The first stage is obviously someone comes in and we talk to them about what their hopes and dreams are, what their aspirations are, what sort of job they're interested in, obviously what skills they've got. The next stage, I guess, also is identifying whether they've got any particular support needs because of their disability, injury or illness. Our job is to then try to find an employer.
To accomplish that, Workbridge employs 130 staff in 27 offices nationwide, all dedicated to finding and placing people in productive careers. From their Lower Hutt office, Carol Baylor works as an employment consultant, proactively engaging with employers to find and match jobs to prospective workers.
For the first month, we have considerable contact with the job seeker and with the employer. I'd say at least once or twice a week by telephone with the job seeker, seeing how the role is going with the employer, because sometimes they both have different feelings on how the role is going, and we want to make sure that it does match up.
And unlike many employment agencies, once a placement is made, the service doesn't stop. Jaden Whitaker suffers from dyslexia and verbal dyspraxia, and after working as a powder coater for almost a year, still benefits from Workbridge's support.
Hey Jaden, how are you?
Good, how are you?
How's it going for you?
Oh, it's pretty exciting. I finished this fridge yesterday, so we're just in the process of getting it ready to be shipped off. Kara, she's pretty good. I like talking to her a lot because she just helps me out when I do have a problem, any financial questions I have about my wages, anything, my savings, KiwiSaver. I always go to her and she helps me set it up and just helps me get a better understanding of what I'm actually doing, and anything I need through the job, I kind of just head to her and she gives me the answers straight away.
Every year, Workbridge helps around 4,000 people with disabilities to find and stay in work. However, their service isn't restricted to supporting the disabled, but also extends to those who employ them.
Well, the advantage in having somebody like Workbridge is, the worst case scenario I thought was that Kara would bring the person along here, dump them on my doorstep, and then run. Sign them off and that's it, all over. But that's not the case. And I can't speak highly enough of Workbridge because of the backup and the support that I receive.
And that support is given in many forms.
Firstly, there is support funding available to assist employers with paying for any of the disability-related costs. So, you know, that's one thing that we can tick off and support employers with.
And as Warren's discovered with Jaden, there are also personal rewards to employing someone through Workbridge.
So having somebody who's 15, who has no work experience at all, who wasn't doing terribly well at school because of his problems, then to bring that person into the workforce here and see him blossom, it just makes you feel, hey, I know I've done the right thing by employing him.
A lot of international research shows that disabled people are often have low absenteeism in a job, so they don't become unwell like people may assume a lot of the time. They're often very loyal, and one of the reasons why disabled people are often really loyal in terms of once they get a job is because it's often been so hard for them to get a job in the first place. You know, they really don't want to blow that opportunity.
And Workbridge staff are always looking for businesses and employers keen to help with that challenge and take on one of their clients. So if you have a job you think they can fill, then you can register your position or interest by calling a consultant on 0508 858 858. Equally, if you yourself have a disability and would like to make the most of Workbridge's services, then you can arrange for a consultant to visit you by calling 0508 858 858. It's great to see an organisation like Workbridge give support to those who need a little more assistance in finding the right job. After the break, we're back with Keely, who's off to meet the principal of a school with a role made up predominantly of Pacific Island and Māori students. You're watching Just the Job, the place to be to find out about some of the huge range of exciting careers that are out there waiting for you. Now, next up, Keely finds out what a wide-ranging job it is to be a school principal.
Hi, I'm Keely Rickards from King's College in Auckland. I'm really passionate about children's education, so today I'll be learning what it's like to be a principal.
And to get that experience, Keely is teaming up with Tony Kolisi from Otara's Waimonli Road Primary School.
Kia ora, Keely.
Hello.
Waimonli is unique in that most of its students are of Pacifica or Māori descent. Tony could have worked anywhere in any school, but Tony chose to come back to his community and help the students there. Waimonley certainly benefits from Tony's Samoan roots.
The school's unique in the makeup that it has, predominantly Māori and Pacifica. It's unique that the staff of the school reflects the ethnicities that we have in the school. I think it's unique because the leader is Pacifica as well. I think that makes a difference.
What is your role as a principal?
The role of the principal really is, to lead the school. So a lot of that work involves building relationships with not only students but the families as well. Also a lot of it's to do with making sure that teachers are delivering the curriculum and leading them in terms of that delivery of the curriculum. But also a lot of my time is spent on admin stuff, and so the admin work is really around property and finances.
At the end of the day, it's all about student education. And as it's the first day of a new term, new entrants need to be welcomed. This is the perfect opportunity for Principal Tony to establish those all-important relationships with the students and their families.
My name is Tony Colosi. I'm the principal at Waimonley Road School. Welcome to our school. And this is Florence here.
As every student is different, the ability to adapt to varying needs is essential. So with Florence now settled, it's time to engage the more senior students of the school.
Good morning, roommate. Good morning, Mr. Colosi. Can you say good morning to Keely? Good morning, Keely. And Keely's here learning the role of the principal. I think one of the most important roles for me as the principal at the school is really connecting and building the relationships with the students. So I find that, any opportunity that I get to go walk around the classrooms, get into the classrooms, talk to the students, talk to the teachers, that's the way of connecting to students, but building really, really good relationships.
Student achievement is the principal's #1 priority, and a large part of the job is ensuring they're meeting set standards.
So Keely, what I've got here is analysis of our STAR reading results, and STAR is a reading assessment that we do for students.
So what are we looking for today?
How well the students are doing. We've got 3 categories, the below, at and above, and the key one for us is the below standard. Why are the children below? What do we need to do? It's important in my role that I'm able to understand where the students are, where the gaps are, and to provide the necessary next steps, not only for the students but also for the teachers as well. I'm going to grab a couple of students and we'll pull them in, we'll go through their STAR assessment with them and have a chat to them about how well they're doing, where they need to improve and their next steps. Keely's going to talk to you through your STAR assessment.
Okay.
They want to know what they're doing well, but they also, ultimately, they want to know what they can do to improve next time.
This last one for vocab, what would you use to improve yourself in this particular subject?
Well, for an example, if I was reading a book and I find a word that I don't understand, I'll go to the dictionary or ask someone, or I'll just go to the computer and find the meaning for it.
That's great, Kat. Thank you.
When developing the strategies to advance your students, it's important to think outside the square, and in Waimonley's case, outside the school, as evident by one of Tony's proudest initiatives.
When I talked about building relationships, one of the things that we try and do here at the school is to try and find innovative ways to get parents involved in the school and involved in their children's learning. And so one of the ways we do it is through Te Whānau Aramoa. There, we're allowing them to learn the strategies around helping their kids at home through child development.
So really building into the community relationship.
Yeah, which is really, really important, everybody working together for, the same vision.
As many of Tony's strategies are implemented by his staff, it's important to support them as much as possible, and regular meetings and daily interaction with his teachers are an important part of Tony's working week.
Also believe that if you look after your staff look after the students, and they look after you, and they do the best that you want them to do.
With this week being Sign Language Week, one of the teachers is planning activities to raise awareness, giving Keely the opportunity to provide support in an upcoming assembly.
Do you know any sign yourself? Yep, A-E-I-O-U.
Looks like this. A-E-I-O-U.
Let's read it.
I think one of the rewarding things about being a principal is being able to acknowledge students and being able to reward them for things that they've done really, really well. For being an enthusiastic learner in class, especially when learning sign language, this award goes to Lee.
because it varies, it's not always the same every day. You have to be spontaneous and you have to do different things that's going to sort of make children respond to you, or make your staff sort of sit up and listen, and I think that's all part of being a great role model. You know, ultimately at the end of the day, I want my team leaders to be in the position that I'm at, and if I'm going to sort of not show the enthusiasm, then that's not going to reflect really good leadership, and they may not necessarily want to be a principal.
So Kelly, that's my job in a nutshell. As you can see, it's very varied and really rewarding, and what did you think?
Yeah, it was pretty tiring, but I had a whole lot of fun.
Kelly, you know, from what I've seen, I think you'd make a great teacher, and from there you'd make a fantastic principal, so all the best.
Thank you.
To become a school principal, you need to be a qualified, registered teacher and have had several years' experience in a teaching role. The role of a school principal is diverse. You'll need to be a team leader, an excellent communicator, a good relationship builder, and you need to ensure that your team of teachers are delivering the curriculum. Plus, you will need to be a good administrator to ensure your students achieve and enjoy their learning in a safe and culturally responsive environment. Most teachers, like Tony, learn the role by first filling the position of assistant or deputy principal before taking the final step. And once you achieve that goal, you can look forward to making a difference with our youth in one of the most rewarding professions available. Well done, Kelly. Looks like you might have found just the job for you. Today, there are so many exciting career options out there, it's not always easy making the choice. But by watching Just the Job, you just might see something that's exactly what you're after. To help you even more, Sarah from Careers New Zealand is up next with some excellent advice on finding that right job.
The world of work has really changed. 30 years ago, people starting work gave their loyalty to employers in exchange for job stability. But in the current economic climate, things have changed. The new deal is talent for opportunity. So it's really important for you to know the talents you have to offer an employer and which opportunities would motivate you. Call 0800 222 733 to chat to a careers advisor about the talents you have to offer in the world of work.
To find out more about the careers we looked at this week and heaps of other information about making that right career choice, visit our program website tvnz.co.nz/justthejob. So best of luck, and I'll see you again next week.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.